Okay, here we go. I'm going to start with a foreword for the book, Awakening the Tapestry. Just as a forewarning, I have 1 dog and 2 cats, which might come at any point to see what I'm doing. So if there's other sounds in the background, that's what it is. Okay, let's just start. Foreword. It's overcast today, a gray, dull backdrop, and a wetness that hangs off of every blade of grass and bare tree branch. My tiny, white-haired great-grandmother would have said, "It's dowdy out." I'm sitting here at the computer wondering how to introduce this book I've written. How am I to give an overview of all the topics I want to share? What has brought me to write this all down anyway? What has always interested me has been the movement of the soul and how that plays out in our lives. In my practice of traditional Chinese medicine since 2006, I've watched others on their paths and have done my best to guide them along the way, with acupuncture, nutrition, herbs, and discussion. At first, I thought my knowledge of acupuncture or herbs would be the most important aspect of my practice. Now, after years of watching and reflecting, I realize it's my inner knowledge and ability to see the gaps in the awareness of my patients that has made potentially the most significant difference. I find myself often going over the same stories when people come to see me, and the same information that builds the context for linking the pieces of their health and awareness. Healing is not a straight line. It's a spiral and a wave moving out in all directions. Imagine a single raindrop in a crystal clear lake. The lake is you, the sum total of all of your thoughts, emotions, and feelings, as well as the function of your body, your habits, and your movements. The drop of rain is the moment of change, an awareness, perhaps of something small, but it ripples in all directions and affects every aspect of your life. And perhaps causes another drop to fall, and another, overlapping ripples that are simultaneously affecting each other at different rates. The whole body of water is changing, yet there's no straight lines, and it can be hard to see clearly how one individual ripple is interwoven with other changes. That's just the way it is. Some things might be closer to the original drop and seem more related, and others are not. But it is all working in one orchestra, playing out the music of your life's experience. This can be confusing if you have no context and no practical instruction manual about how it all works together. This is my offering to you. I thought of what I would give my children, how I would blow into their sails on their voyage, how I would inspire them. Then I realized it's what I give my patients and my friends. It's what I've lived and found to be useful. The perspectives I offer are what I've found for myself that have really mattered in terms of creating a fulfilling, loving, and grateful life. My way of seeing the world is only one way of many. As the Rumi says, there are 1,000 ways to kneel and kiss the ground. There are 1,000 ways to go home again. I love that quote. My life is not without its challenges, and I'm in no way perfect. In fact, I'm just like you. These thoughts within these pages are just one way to look at the world, and still they are some of the precious raindrops that have filled my life and helped me along. My prayer is that some of them will do the same for you. I realize also that my history working with spirit guides since my early 20s is not so common, and it's truly the gem of this book. I came into working with guides naturally and on my own. I noticed an energy around me, and I was curious. That curiosity, held in the safe container of love, allowed me to discover who I now refer to as my light family. They have been the most significant factor in my spiritual journey, and I am so grateful. We all have light families. There are many beings of love walking with each and every one of us. If I could give you anything, I would give you a way to see, feel, and interact with them. Then you would work on your own spiritual healing and growth in a way that was specific to you. And this healing and awakening would be crafted by beings of love that could see you in the vastness of your individual spirit, woven within the grand tapestry of life. And so this is what I have endeavored to do. I've made an opening in these pages for you to begin your conscious relationship with your light family. You are built to sense more than you think. You are bigger than you can imagine. They are waiting for you and cheering you on. It's a gift to be able to offer a way that brings more love into your life. So thank you for coming on this journey with me. I will do my best and offer what I can to help you find your way home. P.S. At one point when I had written the vast majority of this book and was deep in editing, I lay awake in bed. I oddly couldn't fall asleep. In my mind's eye, I saw a little creature who somewhat resembled an upright hedgehog, but not quite. He wandered through my book, looking at the content and posing for me on different pages. He held a thread and walked across the top of the page. He took a stick and planted it. It grew into a little tree. With each small scene, he stopped and looked at me as if saying, "Are you watching?" This went on for what seemed like a half hour or so. By the end, I was smiling, but couldn't believe what he was telling me. He wanted me to illustrate the book. Having never contemplated this and not having much drawing background, I was pretty intimidated. It was obvious, however, that this was how it was supposed to be, so I drew him into the pages as a little guide. I hope he helps you along the way. His name is Finnegan. He also brought a few friends.